Hello, dear listeners. Today we are going to delve into a topic that is inevitable part of our lives. You may have many guesses about what that could be, ranging from Wi-Fi to our wives, but it's none other than water and rain. Before Indian cinema harnessed the usefulness of rain to provide hit songs across Bollywood, Tollywood, and Collywood, there was Balluvar. He had the foresight to pen 10 verses praising rain and water, helping us understand their profound importance in our lives. This Adhigaram is titled as Van Sirappu, which means the greatness of rain, and falls under the broad category of Aram and the subcategory of Pairam. But before we explore Valluva's perspective, let us take a macro view of the issues surrounding rain and water. According to the latest data from WHO and UNICEF, approximately 785 million people worldwide still lack basic access to drinking water as of 2021. That's roughly half the population of China unable to access a basic water source within a 30-minute round trip from their respective homes. The future outlook for water scarcity and availability is very, very concerning. The United Nations projects that by 2030, which is not very far, the global demand for water will exceed supply by 40%. This projection is primarily driven by population growth, increased water usage, and the impacts of climate change. Water scarcity has far reaching consequences across various sectors and aspects of society. Let's explore some of the potential fallouts. Water scarcity severely affects agricultural production and food security. Insufficient water availability for irrigation leads to reduced crop yields, crop failures, and loss of livelihoods for farmers. This can result in increased food prices, food insecurity, and potential social and economical instability. Water scarcity hinders economic development and growth, which is otherwise called GDP, affecting industries heavily reliant on water, such as manufacturing, energy, and mining. Reduced water availability can also limit opportunities for tourism, which often relies on attractive water sources. Next comes public health challenges. Inadequate access to safe and clean drinking water increases public health risks. Water scarcity may result in inadequate sanitation and hygiene practices, thereby increasing the risk of waterborne diseases like cholera. Moreover, communities may have to travel long distances or rely on unsafe water resources, exacerbating the health issues. Water scarcity harms ecosystems and biodiversity also. Insufficient water flow in rivers and streams disrupts aquatic habitats and impacts flora and fauna associated with it. Wetlands, crucial for water filtration and supporting biodiversity, may shrink or disappear, affecting ecosystems and wildlife populations. Water scarcity contributes to population displacement and migration, particularly in rural areas. Communities facing prolonged water scarcity may be forced to relocate in search of better water resources and livelihood opportunities, leading to social and economic disruptions. Water scarcity exacerbates social inequalities and can create conflicts over water resources. Competition for a limited water supply can strain relationship among different user groups, communities, and even nations. Water disputes and conflicts have the potential to strain diplomatic relations and escalate regional tensions. With all this information, now let's shift our focus to Valluva's perception of rain and water. Valluva's verses beautifully capture the essence of rain and water. For each kural mentioned, let's explore their significance. Valluvar's Van Sirappu Adhigaram starts by praising rain and comparing it to elixir or Amirdam in Tamil, as no life on earth is possible without it. The second kural reveals the unique quality of water. It helps cultivate food, cleanse it, and even serves as food itself. Among the five elements essential for life on Earth, only water possesses this remarkable attribute. The third Kural emphasizes the importance of rain and how the world cannot sustain itself despite being surrounded by seas full of water if there is no rain. It is interesting to note that although clouds are formed through the precipitation of seawater, rainwater itself is not salty. Therefore, if rains vanish, the world will suffer from hunger and thirst, despite being surrounded by water that is of no use for sustenance. Crops will wither and die, leading to widespread hunger and famine. The fourth Kural delves into the cause-effect relationship between rain and farming. Farmers are motivated to engage in agriculture with the hope that rains will not fail. While we often think of land, equipments like tractors, fertilizers, and seeds as capital investments for farming, in reality, rain is the primary capital investment for farmers. If rains fail, farmers will be left with no motivation to continue their trade. Continuing from the fourth Kural, the fifth Kural explores the dual nature of rain. Rain has the potential to cause suffering by either not appearing at all or by appearing excessively. However, it also has the power to bring wealth and life when it arrives in the right intensity and at the right time. The sixth Kural highlights that not even a single blade of grass can grow on earth without the assistance of rain. The seventh Kural emphasizes that even the mighty water bodies, such as seas and oceans, will eventually dry up if rains do not occur. Moving on to the 8th, 9th, and 10th Kurals, they explain the effects of rain on human behavior and its repercussions on society. The 8th Kural serves as a reminder that even the most sacred dogmas of religions, gods, and the orthodox practices associated with them will be abandoned if there is no rain. Imagine a world devoid of water. Who would be inclined to follow daily rituals or have hopes in gods if rains disappear? The ninth Kural delves into the effect of the absence of rain and water on the self and society. Acts of charity aimed at uplifting others, as well as personal ambitions and penance taken up for self improvement, hold no value if there is no water left to drink. The 10th Kural, which is my favorite Kural from this Adhigaram, summarizes the profound impact of rain by stating that the world will descend into total lawlessness if there is no rain. This particular verse strikes a chord with the core essence of human existence. Regardless of how educated, wealthy, or influential a person may be, if there is no water to drink, all our achievements and social standing become utterly meaningless. In such a dire situation, we are stripped down to our primal instincts, behaving like wild and ruthless beings, driven solely by the instinct to survive. The thought of a world without access to drinking water sends shivers down my spine. Just imagine the chaos, the violence, and the desperate acts that would unfold in a society grappling with the scarcity of this essential resource. It is a horrifying image of bloodshed, riots, and a breakdown of societal order. This realization serves as a stark reminder of the fundamental importance of water in our lives. It underscores the urgent need for us to value, preserve, and ensure equitable access to this precious resource. Our very survival and the stability of our society depends on it. Having explored the significance of water and rain, it's crucial to discuss solutions and actions we can take in future. Let's highlight practical tips for conserving water in our daily lives, such as using water efficient appliances, reducing waste, and promoting responsible water management practices. In conclusion, water is a precious resource that we cannot live without. its scarcity and mismanagement have severe consequences on various aspects of our lives. Let's take this episode as a wake up call to reduce water usage, stop water wastage wherever and however possible. Remember that even a small action like closing a tap properly at home or in the office can make a big difference. Together, let's ensure a sustainable and water conscious future because our future generations deserve a healthy and safe planet to survive and live their lives well. I will meet you again with another episode very soon. Until then, stay curious and stay connected.